What's up guys, Drew Prindle here from the Manual, and today we're gonna cook the ultimate steak. What do we mean by that? Pretty much that we're gonna go out and we're gonna buy the best possible cut of meat that money can buy, and we're gonna cook it in the most scientifically perfect way known to man. Without a doubt, the ultimate steak is gonna be dry aged. Now this is something that's done to allow enzymes to break down the muscle tissue for improved taste and texture, but unfortunately, most of the time it's wrapped up in plastic wrap and wet aged.
Dry aging, on the other hand, the meat shrinks, which is the magic of it. So what happens is as the water leaves, it concentrates the flavors in the beef. And it also creates a more intense, nutty flavor. It takes on flavors that wet aging you can't acquire with wet aging.
Here's where the controversy starts. We aren't going to be cooking a ribeye or a New York strip. Executive Chef Bo Carr from Ringside Steakhouse in Portland has something else in mind for us. A dry-aged, bone-in filet mignon.
The thing about the filet is that it of course is the most tender of the cuts of meat. You really end up with a super tender steak that has a more robust flavor than a filet mignon typically has because of the dry aging and aging it on the bone.
If you'd rather have a different cut of meat, we aren't going to stop you. Just make sure it's dry aged. Grilling enthusiasts, get ready to cringe because we're gonna cook this thing in warm water. We're not just gonna microwave some water and toss it in a bowl though. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this steak sous vide. Sous vide is French for under vacuum, and the way it works is you cook food in a vacuum sealed container in a temperature controlled water bath. And we've set our water bath at 57 degrees Celsius. That's the temperature that we want the steak to be. This is really the best way to cook a steak because it doesn't overheat the proteins in any way, and it also doesn't burst the cell walls of the food while it cooks, so it retains a lot of succulence. And after about 2 hours, it's gonna be medium rare all the way through. It's gonna be perfectly done, no chance of overcooking. So we're done with the sous vide process. These things are cooked up perfectly medium rare, but we're not quite done. Cooking them sous vide, it doesn't give them that really nice crusting, the caramelization on the outside. So we're gonna need to finish these off with some fire. We're gonna use a blowtorch, but we're gonna use a special attachment on top of the blowtorch that kind of diffuses the heat a little bit and makes it a little bit more even. Add a little salt before the sear and finish the steak precisely to your liking. The beauty of our sous vide and sear method is that it's really difficult to screw up. Sous vide machines are really forgiving, enough that you can leave the meat in there practically all day, and the only thing that's gonna happen to it is it's gonna get about to the point of medium. It's not gonna be well done, it's definitely not gonna be burned. Now, a couple things to remember. Number one, sous vide works best when the steak is vacuum sealed in the bag. You don't want any air pockets in there because they'll make it cook less evenly. And number two, same as when you're cooking on a grill, let the steak rest for a few minutes after the sear so the temperature and moisture can equalize throughout the cut. So there you have it, that's how you cook the ultimate steak.